He didn't call ahead, didn't warn anyone. Jack Iron Wolf Mercer rode into his daughter's school on a quiet morning, guided only by an uneasy, nagging feeling. Minutes later, what he discovered was so alarming that one call brought 200 Hell's Angels roaring in, shutting the entire school down in an instant. Jack had spent nearly half his life on the open road, riding from state to state with the Brotherhood of the Hell's Angels. He wasn't a bad man, just a man shaped by hard choices, scars, and regrets. The one regret that haunted him most was leaving Emily behind after her mother died. He convinced himself she would be safer with her aunt, away from his dangerous world. He promised to visit, to send money, to make it right someday. Days turned into months, months into years. Emily's letters piled up, unopened, because Jack didn't think he deserved her forgiveness, or even her presence. But that Wednesday morning, something twisted in his chest, a warning he couldn't ignore. He felt a punch from the universe, a whisper that told him, go now. Without a word, he fired up his bike and rode straight toward Emily's school, leaving everything behind. When he arrived, the first thing he noticed was silence. Not the usual chatter of students or the morning rush of teachers. Just silence. Kids huddled in corners, whispering to one another. Teachers glanced nervously around, and the air felt heavy, tense. Then he saw it. Emily's backpack, torn, one strap dangling, lying against the wall. His chest tightened. He stormed into the hallway, boots echoing against the tile. There she was, curled up behind a row of lockers, wiping tears with trembling hands. When her eyes met his, shock and disbelief flashed across her face. Then, before he could speak, she ran into his arms. Through sobs, Emily told him everything. The bullying, the insults about her clothes, her mother, and most painfully, about him. She told him about the shoves, the laughter, the teacher who saw it and did nothing. Rage and shame surged through Jack at once. He took her hand. Stay right here, he said softly. Jack pulled out his phone. One call, 6 words, need the family, now, school. He slipped the device into his pocket and waited. Minutes later, the ground trembled. Low, rolling thunder. Chrome flashed in the distance. 1 bike, then 5, then dozens. Engines roared like a heartbeat, rising and falling in perfect rhythm. 200 Hell's Angels rolled into the parking lot, forming a protective circle around the school. Teachers froze. Parents slammed brakes. Students pressed faces to windows, whispering in disbelief. The bikers dismounted. Leather, tattoos, and raw presence commanded attention. Jack stood at the center, Emily clutching his hand. Tank, Razor, and Ghost, their reputations legendary, walked forward. Authority radiated from them without a single word spoken. The principal rushed out, pale and trembling. Mr. Mercer, this isn't necessary, he stammered. My daughter was bullied. Your staff ignored it. Today, that changes, Jack said, voice calm but sharp, cutting through excuses like glass. Tank, Razor, and Ghost entered the school. Halls cleared. Teachers straightened. Students stepped aside. The 3 boys responsible for Emily's suffering were found near the lockers, looking small and terrified in front of real consequence. Tank knelt before the ringleader. You ever lay a hand on her again, you answer to all of us. No threats, no punches, just truth. Jack made the boys apologize to Emily, face to face, sincere, trembling, respectful. She straightened, shoulders back, chin high, reclaiming her voice and confidence. Outside, the Hell's Angels watched, silent but proud. Then someone clapped, slowly, respectfully. Others joined. The sound spread like wildfire. Jack knelt in front of Emily. I should have been here, he whispered. I won't make that mistake again. She hugged him tightly, forgiveness seeping into his bones. Engines roared in salute. As the bikers rode away, Jack turned to the students watching from the steps. Family protects family. Remember that, he said. Emily slipped her hand into his. Can we spend a day together? She asked. Jack smiled fully for the first time in years. I'd like nothing more. If you want more stories full of emotion, twists, and unforgettable moments, make sure to subscribe. Your support helps us continue bringing powerful stories to life.